Are you going into Algebra 1 this year? You may be going into honors, advanced, or just regular Algebra 1. If you are, then look for my new playlist that will be coming up later this week. That will be entering a whole bunch of new videos on if you are prepared and ready for Algebra 1. So look for Are You Ready for Algebra 1 as a playlist coming up, like I said, later this week. I'm currently working on a playlist for you guys for middle school math. So if you are somebody who is entering 6th grade, 7th grade, or even 8th grade, not algebra, then I am doing a whole set list of those items that you can find Are You Ready for Middle School Math? That is located already and working through many videos currently. But if you are somebody who wants to prepare yourself to make sure that you are really good for Algebra 1, these are the topics that I will be covering in my video playlist set for the upcoming school year. First thing on, you need to make sure you know your real number operations. That is adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, fractions, decimals, integers, those things. You are looking for changing percents to decimals to fractions. You are looking for perfect squares up to 225. That means 15 times 15. If you are looking at as far as solving equations and inequalities, you should be familiar with being able to graph inequalities on a number line, and you should be able to do one-step and some two-step equations or inequalities as well. Multi-step equations you may have some familiarity with, but those will also be covered in Algebra 1. Proportions you should be familiar with as well. You also should be able to hopefully know a little bit about literal equations, and if you don't, that will be covered in Algebra 1 as well. You also are going to need to know word problems, so I will be covering some of those things. In expressions, you're going to need to be able to do orders of operations, write very basic expressions in exponential functions and notations. You're going to need to be able to combine like terms, use the distributive property, and evaluate algebraic equations. Coordinate graphing, you should be familiar with the coordinate grid and being able to graph and know how the coordinates work with X and Y. And you will need to know how to do plotting of ordered pairs. Other things that you will need to know is the different properties like the commutative property, the associative property, the identity property, percent problems, percent changes, markups, discounts, tax type problems, classifying numbers, knowing what the real numbers are, rational numbers, irrationals, integers, natural, and whole. That's pretty much what Algebra 1 is required for in order to kind of get you going in the right direction for that class. And again, there's plenty of categories that I already have that you can explore and look at into and my different playlists. They're all labeled very clearly, so you'll be able to find them. But I will be working on a more concise set of problems that will go into an Algebra 1 readiness playlist. So keep an eye out for that. This will be coming up during this next couple of days, and be on the lookout for that. And make sure you follow me, share, like all the videos. You know the deal. And I'll see you guys soon.